This is an impulsive video, and I want to do it this way because I just remembered that on this day, exactly 2 years ago, I met one of the most innocent human beings I've ever met in my whole life, and this was deep inside the forests of Uttara Kannada district in Malenadu, the Western Ghats, when we were on the last leg of our research for our film Huliyappa. Anyway, the story is that we were on the way to a remote hamlet in the forests of Yellapura, and we had hired a vehicle. On the way to this village, on the road, we saw a Gauli tribal man minding his herd of buffaloes, and I asked our driver to pull over, and we had already driven past this man, and so we got off the vehicle and watched him walk like he had all the time in the world, slowly towards where we were, and his buffaloes were all around him, sort of walking with him. And when he saw us, I asked him if we could have a quick chat with him, and got to know that his name was Jaanu, and I hate to mention him in the past tense now because he passed away a couple of months ago. And okay, I'm jumping timelines, but going back to that day 2 years ago, yeah, I loved the fact that his name was Jaanu, and a very fit elderly man. I loved the way he was dressed in his Gauli outfit, had a piercing in his ears, and a very good looking man. And when we started talking to him about his experience while living in the wild alongside wildlife, including big cats, while standing there on our very first meeting, serendipitous meeting, he shared a few experiences of his encounters with leopards and tigers, and his knowledge of the forests, including the vegetation, the way there's been a decline in the health of the vegetation, beginning from his knowledge of the flora, all the tiny little details, as a Kardina Jiva, a man who lives in the wild, were so scientifically accurate. And that's the thing, so many times we just discount the hard-earned knowledge of these people, just because they don't have a degree certificate from a university or whatever. Anyway, I digress. But this man shared all these stories, and we requested him if we could meet him, visit him at his place, and include him in our film. And he's so very kindly obliged. And the next time we went there, we spent time with him and his big family, all the little cute grandchildren he has. And the next time, I think we filmed him the next time, because we wanted to get to know him and spend time with him, so that he would trust us, and that we weren't there just for the story, just for his bite, but to actually establish a very human connection. And he was a man of few words, but they were all the right ones. Very measured in his demeanor, and his words. And yeah, and it's all the more emotional because I think his death could have been avoided. Uh, Poor things. He was wounded, I think, in one of his arms, and that turned into gangrene or something. And I don't know. I feel somewhat guilty to have not known what was happening to him. And anyway, we after the film was ready, we went to all these people we filmed anyway, including Jaanu. And I'll never ever forget the smile he had on his face when he saw himself in the film. He has this very calm, centered, presence about him. All these people have been like family for us, and the photos I took of Jaanu that day, of course, after asking him if he was okay with it, and he posed for me. Yeah, those photos just popped up, and I've been gasping for air. Yeah, wanted to document this because I adored Jaanu so much, and when we got to know he passed away, I remember talking to my friend Anusha, who is in the film, because of whom and whose father and mother, because of that family, the film happened in the first place. I remember talking to her and for a long time, and we were so sad, and we are sad. We will always be sad because people like that, people like Jaanu, are hard to come by. And the world is much, much poorer for it. So yeah, I'm so glad and grateful that I had the honor of knowing someone like Jaanu. I'll miss him.